Hey, we are on our Sunday call. We are talking about a lot of different stuff. I just recorded this video with the call being live on the sexual market value. One of the guys was saying, man, a part of my life was I really like to build up these things about myself, getting in shape, dressing better, looking my best and feeling my best. And let me just tell you from a men's development perspective, anything, I'm telling you this, but I want you to know the deeper meaning. Anything that you can change about yourself to make yourself feel better, you should do. You absolutely should do. Meaning, if you want to get a better haircut, if you want to dress better, if you want to get in shape, if you can change those things and you want to work on those things, you need to do it. You should do it. It is the easiest, simplest thing to do. But the expectation of that making you fulfilled, happy, and getting a lot of different things, that's not how it works. And that's where we have the problem. Okay, and this is where we run into the problem I'm gonna breeze over really quick because I just talked about it in another video, is that when we think that if we get muscles, we're gonna gain confidence, we're going to get women, we're going to have the life that we wanted. If we had problems with those things, we're gonna have problems again, meaning it's actually a bigger curse, because this would happen all the time. It's like guys who were pickup artists, these guys usually don't populate the manosphere, but they go into another realm of effed upness, and I've experienced this big time, is we could get laid with what we wanted and how we wanted, but we still weren't happy. So then the problem is like, well, I got everything I wanted, and I got everything, and then I caused damage and these problems in my life, and yet I still wasn't happy, so I'm screwed up. And then you isolate and you get all screwed. Anyway, whatever. Recovering PUA guys can definitely relate with that. A lot of pickup instructors, I wish they would talk about this more, but they don't. But here's the thing, is that when we are bettering ourselves, it's one of the best things that you could do. You know, when I first got involved in pickup, I got better clothes, I got better haircuts, or arguably, you know, these different things that you get kind of like stupid with it. And it was cool. It made me really happy. I got shoes, you know, I'm 5'7"3/4. I got shoes that made me like an inch taller, and it was just like, it was different. People paid attention to me more. I got a different level of respect. But if I thought that that's how I got respect as a man, that was wrong, and I never really fell into that trap. And so if you're doing something that gets you more attention, I would hands down do that in everything. And this is something that I really wanted to hammer on big time, because there's a lot of guys on the Be Social Challenge. There's certain points on that are going to make you better with your social life as well as your entire life. And they might be like, have more energy at the beginning of a conversation. It might be like you're too judgmental, do some things to ease back on that judgment while still being social. There's all sorts of different things that will help you, but those are just points on the map. So one, it can get you some results, build faith in the system, and also get the things which are causing problems for you out of the way. If you can fix your hair and you want to fix your hair, now I just don't care. I don't care. I do not care. Once I realized that sex was very different than social value, I just, oh man, I'm going back to myself, man. I'm gonna be fat, I'm gonna not shower. True story, man. It would be these things where this is gonna sound terrible, but this happened. Over and over again, I would not shower for 7 days or whatever, and I'd be like, I bet you I can get laid tonight, and I would. It's those things matter to some, and you might be saying, oh, but those were certain chicks. Man, they were great women. I dated lawyers, I dated people who were professors, I also dated people who just wanted to fuck dudes in bars. There was a whole gamut of women that moved within that. Why? Because the closer you get, the more important it is. But if you need that help to get there, that's fine. Now, back to where I was getting with this, is that if on your journey you want to dress better, look better, and that's going to make you feel better, get there. Because you want to get yourself out of your own way in all ways possible. But realize that the true journey of what you're getting, the true prize of, let's just start with empathy and connection, is exchange, is feeling and caring about one another. The ingredient that you must have, that if you don't have, you will not get it, is yourself. So you can dress good, you can look good, you can smell good, you can shower every 20 minutes or whatever it is. And in that, just know that the active ingredient is going to be the same that it was for me when I didn't shower and I was fatter and I wore whatever, you know, like clothes. I used to have a bed too that I never changed the sheets on. It was just like I was a mess. I was a total slob. Probably you're going like, oh my God, Jesus. But it was weird because it worked. It was all the things that people said wouldn't work. The active ingredient there was me projecting myself. So that's going to be the same. right? With empathy and connection. When it comes to seduction, the active ingredient that is going to give you fulfillment and make you feel good, make you have good sex, and make you meet a wife potentially like mine who's a clean freak and cleans everything in the house. If you come to my house, it's really nice, and I am like a Tasmanian devil, man. And have clean clothes all the time. If I didn't train jiu-jitsu, I would never shower. I would like not shower like days at a time. I don't know. I'm half Asian, so I don't really smell that bad, but 7 days, it gets pretty nasty. But in all of that, like if you want to have a sex life that gets you the relationships that you want, you can have a nice car. You can have things, please do all those things. Those aren't bad. But what I am saying, the active ingredient in that is sharing your raw self with somebody when you're having sex. That meaning that there's a certain element of sex that it's so hard for me to put my finger just on. And same with empathy as well. But the active ingredient is that she is 100% her and I am 100% me, and we merge together, completely influencing each other. That has to happen in order to get the benefits of seduction. Because as you may or may not know, but I definitely know, guys in my group definitely know, is that when we are sexual just for a physical release, just because we wanted it, and of course, you know, it's like you get laid in a club and you just met that girl that night, it feels awesome, but if you repeat doing that and it's just a physical release, it's gonna not feel good. You're gonna start to dislike sex. So it's an interesting thing. You know, what's so interesting about being a human is empathy and connection can happen in every culture as long as people are allowed to communicate. Now, if it's too tyrannical, and look, feminism is not too tyrannical. The manosphere rape culture is not too tyrannical for women. I get that it causes a lot of problems that do need to be addressed, but it doesn't mean that we need to isolate and go to war with the other sex or anything like that. But in that, we have the opportunity, like in every single culture that humanity presents us with, or culture or life or history presents us with, we can connect. In every culture, we can be sexual. And we were just talking about this on the calls, like other countries, man, I found a lot of benefit in meeting other women, and I would highly recommend that to everybody. But to think that you also can't get that in America, I'll tell you this. In dating women from, let's say, the Caribbean or South America or Eastern Europe or wherever else, what I learned from that is the essence of what women is, or what women are, and what man is, and how much I can be influenced by that. And in that, I learned a beautiful, beautiful lesson, is that that is the value that I'm looking for. The cultural front, the first 2 minutes of meeting somebody, maybe the baggage that that culture might bring in with them, which every culture has a little bit of that, which is very unique, still can never kill masculinity, femininity, and the phenomenon of what happens when a man and woman come together. So that's really what we're trying to do. I hope that was helpful in everything that we talked about. Check out Austin Men's Development. I also put my details down below of like how you can contact me personally. I try and get back to everybody. Usually takes me less than 24 hours, but if it takes me a couple days, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I wanted to get to you right away. And if you do want to work on being social or finding more purpose, there's different challenges that we have that I would encourage you guys to sign up on. They're very affordable, and it's a good way to get to know what we're all about. You know, because we're about community, we're about what works, we're about working together and all these different things, and we're not just about selling a product so that you're forced to have to do it. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. I'm out of here.